Hey there, it's Sheryl, mental toughness coach, published author, speaker, and mother to a couple of incredible kids who happen to be high school and college student athletes. This is chapter 7 in my ebook titled A Parent's Guide to Mental Toughness for Teens. This is the video version and it's titled Neutralizing Errors. So have you ever witnessed your teen or maybe someone else's make a couple of errors and then their performance just goes downhill from there? That's called a downward spiral. It's incredibly painful to watch, and I'm sure it's very frustrating for teens to go through. It's really important for teens to understand errors are inevitable. They're just a part of performing at a high level, and they're going to happen, and they're actually necessary for kids to get better. But how they handle errors is very, very important, especially for their overall performance. It's really important that they learn how to neutralize errors so they can recover properly. So why is this so important? Well, first of all, if teens dwell on errors, they're really signaling their mind to really think of it as something very, very important that needs to be remembered. And that's not a good thing. If you remember back to imagery training, if you watch that chapter, that can be a great thing if they're really thinking about what they did right to help imprint it in their mind. But a lot of times when teens make an error, it's surrounded by a lot of emotion and they either talk about it or think about it over and over. And it's really imprinting it in their mind, and it's not a great thing. So what are a couple ways that parents can help encourage their teen to neutralize errors so their teen can in turn have their best performance possible? Well, there's a couple things. The first one is a term called error amnesia. It's really important that teens become familiar with this term and learn how to think this way. So when an error happens, what this means is teens should immediately take out what they should have done correctly, and usually they know. And what it means too is the rest they just forget about. So they really focus on what they should have done right. The second thing that parents can do to help encourage teens to neutralize errors is to teach them how to breathe. So that sounds a little bit ridiculous because, of course, they're breathing 24/7, but there's a way that they can breathe to actually help them calm down and help them neutralize those errors. And how it works is they take a deep 4-count breath in through their nose, and when they exhale, they really listen to their breath rather than thinking about the error. So that's a really important thing for them to learn how to do, especially if they notice themselves getting pretty emotional around these errors. So here's a parent tip. When teens are in a high-pressure situation, you need to really encourage them to take these deep breaths like I talked about above, and keep in mind that they need to listen to that breath rather than focusing on the error that they've made, and then extract the 1 or 2 things. They need to keep it simple, so take out the 1 or 2 things that they should have done correctly. I hope you found this video really helpful, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch it. There's many, many more videos and written content on my website, which is at www.sherylkline.com. There's also an opportunity to sign up for my free newsletter. And finally, there's some information on my course, which is titled A Teen Guide to Mental Toughness. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to helping your teen become mentally tough.